Good morning, gang. Yes, I'm late. I know. Sorry, but I actually wound up sleeping a little bit today. I was up too late last night. So, something, as I've said many times, we can watch what's going on in the world and learn from it and figure out, okay, if I was in that situation, what would I do? Now, some of you guys, of course, are in this situation. And what I'm talking about is all the air pollution, I guess, if you will, the smoke that is up in the Northeast, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut. I mean, was looking at stories yesterday, and I guess this haze has now spread everywhere from Wisconsin all the way down to South Carolina. Now, obviously, different uh, density of smoke the further away you get from Quebec. But this is something to pay attention to and to learn what you would do in this situation. Okay, I mean, those of you guys out in California or Utah or anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, you understand wildfires and how dangerous this is, the smoke and everything. We're just talking about the smoke here. We're not talking about the wildfires in itself and how dangerous those are and what you need to do to protect yourself. I mean, now, sure, we all know smoke inhalation and stuff. Chances are the smoke's not gonna be that bad. But you look at pictures in New York City yesterday, and I mean, the sky was literally orange. I mean, it looked like a scene, from Mars or something. But what can you do, or what should you do to prevent yourself from getting sick? And you got to remember what's in that smoke. I mean, it's particulates, and I mean, it's not just all, how do you want to put it, a gas that's in the air. I mean, there's solids that are in the air that you're breathing in. I mean, however minute they are. If you're exposed to that too long, it can start causing health problems. Okay, specifically, if you wind up causing asthma, and I don't think anybody wants to have asthma. Uh, so, what do you do to prevent it? And of course, you're going to hear, idiots out there go, "Oh, get yourself a mask." You see, "Oh, I'm going to put the mask on." Well, we all know how well the mask worked a couple of years ago. Basically useless. Okay. Well, get an N95 mask. Still doesn't work for the smoke and everything here. Okay. The particulates in it are too fine and they can penetrate through even an N95 mask. What you basically need to do is, and this goes back to almost like your nuclear preparedness, not as dangerous, of course, but now you're talking about staying indoors, sealing the windows, doors, whatever it would be, to keep the smoke from getting in. Y'all know this. I'll give you this as an example, okay? And me being a former cigarette smoker, uh, if you smoke, you know this. If you don't smoke, you know this. You ever walked out in front of a grocery store or something and there's just that overwhelming smell of cigarettes? Now, if you smoke, maybe you don't notice it because you're used to it. But if you don't, and obviously I quit and started using this thing 10 years ago, uh, you can smell it. Everybody's, people that smoke know, you smell like cigarettes or whatever it would be. You're talking the same idea that lingers in the air. You don't want to let that in your house because it's going to linger in the air and there's still going to be particulates or whatever that you're going to breathe. Think about, again, I'll compare it to cigarette smoke again myself. The secondhand smoke. Oh, you don't want to be around secondhand smoke or whatever it is because you can get lung cancer. Well, you don't want to be trying to protect yourself from smoke inhalation with something like this without and still do nothing. Okay. Now, if it's really bad, stay inside and seal up what you can. If that means putting a wet towel underneath the door, great. If it means getting those plastic sheetings, like that you use to put over windows in the winter to keep drafts out, to keep the heat in, maybe you do that. But you have to have a plan, because just like a hurricane, just like a tornado, we can learn from these disasters. And no AOC, this is not one of your, oh my God, we've got to do the Green New Deal because of this. No, we don't. Okay, you're an idiot. Uh, use this as an idea going, okay, could something burn near me? And I'm not talking about in my backyard, okay? I'm talking about something that's literally hundreds of miles away, and the way the wind blows, it can do it. All right, you're in Nebraska. Great. And a wildfire starts in Colorado. Very possible, okay? Do you have the preps that you need to keep yourself safe from getting sick from smoke inhalation from it, from getting, I don't want to use the term, poisoned or anything like that, but you understand what I'm saying. It's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to be hard to breathe. Do you want to deal with something like that? Do you already have what you need in case something like that happens 1,000 miles away? Okay. I mean, there's a volcano that went off yesterday in Hawaii. Think we might see something from that? Look at all the other volcanoes that you've seen throughout the years that have erupted. Oh my God, we've got to clear airspace or whatever it is, because you just get this plume of smoke everywhere that you've seen pictures. Everything will be, the ground will be covered in an inch of ash. You're breathing all of that. So do what you can. Think about a situation like this. It's educational for the rest of us going, okay, this could happen 1,000 miles away and affect me. Okay. And as I said, you think, well, it's not going to happen that far. Smoke from Quebec, Canada is in South Carolina. Now, why is there this curve? We have that weather front coming through that brought rain through here yesterday. And so that's kind of pushed everything east, and then, of course, it's coming down south. But when you look at these disasters, Howard, if you want to use the term, okay, but look at these events that happen. Think about, okay, if I was there, how would I respond? And then you can go, okay, what would I need to have to protect myself from that? Those plastic sheetings are not expensive. Having some extra towels laying around is not expensive. You can have that stuff to use for other reasons. Gee, I need to wash the car. Great, here's a couple extra towels that I can use, no problem. Gee, now I need to cover underneath my front door, my back door. Great, where are those towels I used to wash the car? But just knowing, having the material is one thing, but having the knowledge is another. And that's what we need to take every time we see one of these events unfold, is we need to learn from it, because stuff like that is going to happen. Gee, I don't know. There's a war that happens. Let's say the Chinese attack the United States. You don't think there might be fires around? Okay. It could happen anywhere. Just some food for thought. Pinball out.